standard settings in big letters.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Honda.
It's not an exaggeration, is it?
It's not an
This is not an exaggeration.
No.
No, they used to talk about what I want. Mick always talked about what the motorbike wants. There's a lesson.
You only got to look around the front end of that bike. Doing what a legend.
Yeah, here's a man who wants to get out on track.
Who'll be higher up the grid when race time comes tomorrow? Don't forget, 12:45. BT Sport.
Warm-ups are going to be more critical here than we've seen for a while.
Well, it's going to be wet, so we'll see what happens.
Do you reckon it will be in the morning? That's what all of our
proper wet session.
Yeah, so they're pretty much already sorted with that. Right then, full gas.
He has to go faster. It's one of them. It's not like he's got a cushion of, you know, 0.4, let's say.
Bautista is 210.
If I was Sam Lowes, I think I'd be getting rid of that aero fairing.
He hasn't got a choice.
Right.
Develop.
Use it. They're big. They can affect the way. Obviously, they will affect the way the bike feels. I'd be wanting what
Aprilia are right in that situation. You know, like you have to work as a team to move it through. So I can't criticise Aprilia for trying to get.
Sam's riding for his career.
Yeah.
You know,
it's always pressure. Whatever you're doing on this grid.
Yeah.
The only thing is the mental stakes that he's got. He's a rookie. It's his first 9 rounds. They were talking about getting shot of him. All that out
by round 5
in development work for them. You know, and keep going fast. I mean, you only got to look at the way Ione's kind of imploded a little bit with Suzuki, so it's easy to do. He's right. So then, this is it. This is the final shootout. We've got a couple of laps left of qualifying 1. Who are the top 2?
I was watching Rins at the time, you see.
I was watching Alvaro.
He was skipping away at the front end.
I tell you, Rins is in a great
3.5 off Volker's time.
I'd love to see Rins go through.
We were fans of him in Moto 2, weren't we? To assure you that he's a human being.
Going to be interesting whether Alvaro, not too close, not too far.
And you know that Alvaro is going to be putting in a
so he's not coming to play. He's looking to try and go through Hector,
and he's got 2 reds up, isn't it?
Really is.
There are 4 riders on track at the moment about to improve to improve the fastest time.
Work for it. Yes, that front has been hectic all the way around this lap for Alvaro Bautista. Out of turn 14 then, half a minute to go. So everybody, Barbara only goes 6. Miller comes up to 4.
6,000 separate at the top. Yeah, he was points. He was half a tenth under.
That's Hector coming through with Jack Miller.
Same corner as Sam.
The last lap fast as well, didn't he?
He did.
But then again, since he hasn't been out, really, that was only a sighting lap. But actually, his wings on the front of that to hold it back.
He's reverted to the au naturel state.
Turn 14 then. Wait for quicken as well. So Petrucci goes top 56.2. The quickest time. So obviously half his lap has gone. So despite the fact we've got a red and an orange up on his
what's Rins going to do?
Rins is hanging on.
10th he needs.
This could be it. Look,
right,
he's
there
definitely
on
closed in.
And of course,
oh no, it's not going to be enough.
Not going to be with the Ducati.
Which is why he might have been closer to him.
Yeah.
So it is Petrucci and Bautista that will go through. One group.
I've no idea what happened to Scott Redding. I have no idea. He's done 6 laps and he's 1.2 off. Nowhere near that.
And Iannone 10th, Rins 3rd. Hello, Suzuki.
Normally this is a hard game, but I must say right now I feel that not only perhaps is the bike not doing what he wants it to do, but he's beginning.
It's not a good place to be in.
At least you get the feeling then that that might be where he's at.
And all this after setting the fastest lap of the race.
To get over it. But this is the man that's on top of qualifying 1. He and a 1.2 off. And that, of course, is his grid position as well. He's aiming to try and start up on the front 2 rows, but I've got to say that looking at those times, and it will be track temperature that's held them back more. So that gives you an idea. It's track temperature that's doing that. They all had the best tyres on and the lowest fuel load in that session just then. So as we see Bautista going through as well, we'll go down to Craig.
They're not saying as well. You know, I had a little chat with and the word diabolical came to mind. It's
basic one. Is it a chassis issue? What do you think?
You know, we know they're down a little bit on acceleration. Chassis might have a little bit going on. But
interesting conversation about the development of the Honda, hasn't it? And everyone's saying, Lucio as boss saying, you know, so much of the modification, so much of the development, the circle of everyone else's. You cannot compare it to what other guys are doing out there. And they need to streamline that development, don't they? And just look at a bigger...
The reality of it is, yes, Marquez is their #1 guy. They're going to develop the bike around him. the reality of it is, you put Marquez on
before, and the fight just swishing around. You say he's fighting the bike, but he looks comfortable in that situation, doesn't he? That's why
my breath. It's just because every time I look at him, I'm like, oh, he made it. You know, it's just one of those things, lap after lap.
Well, Mark is the man who's...
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Colin. As we come back then to the main event of qualifying day here. Aircon's in this room now. It's usually you, Julian, that's warming up.
I know. I'm
quite calm, are you today?
I have to say, though, boys, I love this racetrack as much as just about any we go to.
It's one of those tracks where you...
Fantastic place to watch racing motorbikes, even of that shape.
Was Angel Nieto passed away yesterday.
And if I was Marc Marquez, I'd be thinking, hang on a minute, mate.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be
I'm
happy
not
to
going
be...
to bother giving you a tow.
Yeah.
Question here. Don't forget the guys that Petrucci, who's just come through qualifying 1, may just have that worked enough tyres, of course, to make this work.
There is that aero fairing on the
This is going to see how to ride a motorcycle absolutely on the edge. I'm concerned for Marquez because he's been trying. Let's hope he can manage it.
31-degree air temperature, 53 degrees of track temperature.
You know, it's
That's
the magic
direction. He can wrench that Ducati about.
Interestingly as well, you always want to leave a decent gap. Baz doesn't leave a gap. He's going to get stretched.
He's not a thick lad, Boris, is he?
No.
This will be...
Loris Bass will be on his own.
Yeah, sorry, Keith. Turn 3, and already we're demonstrating exactly what we've...
Times, if we don't see him do it at least twice in a weekend, lose the front and pick it up on his elbow, then he's not trying.
That's why it's hard to believe because of this, he's having to ride on the absolute limit all the time. And for the next 9 races, he will fall off in one of them.
He does that as a matter of course.
And spoil Loris's lap.
Yes.
Well, yeah, just when he thought he'd got himself fireworks going off to the side of the track in yellow. Guess who they might be supporting this weekend? It'd be his kind of track as well, though.
Yeah, it's been a Rossi sort of slightly under the radar weekend.
They're getting it right. Valentino and I think Max Biaggi jointly, the top men round here, 7 wins apiece.
The top slot, as you might have expected. Crutchlow from Zarco, Crutchlow from Rossi, Alessia Spargo on the... We just don't know. Look at Pedrosa. We just don't know at the moment what this track is going to give us in time. 5.3. That's pretty impressive. In fact, 55.313 is the quickest time of the weekend so far.
Did tip off it a couple of laps later, but it took them the rest of the session to get near him.
Yeah, but that was only a 55.5.
But it was still relative.
With a 53-degree track temperature, Julian. That's my point. Yes. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, was clearly put off by his bizarre moment.
When did that front end go there?
Yeah.
Going into the right?
It's just...
Hang on a minute, he's got...
I've seen.
Oh, I don't know, that's the second one.
They've only showed him for 2 corners, Jules. He's on a 100% record. I'm going to say with his confidence affected by that outlap, but no. His first final lap, no. But, and that's it. That is his.
It's just this about testing, and he says to Santi, "Do this, or I'm sending it to the stands." He does not own the crash. I'm doing.
8 minutes left. Dovi only 7th at the moment. It's all about, look,
Where's Vinales? 7th.
He will not be happy with that.
Dear me.
It's such an
So
important
unhappy.
qualifying session for this man.
Got to beat Rossi.
This is his attempt at crashing here. Get ready for this on the next shot. You could see it better from the other
Yeah, the
side.
other angle was more spectacular.
He is at that. That's 3rd row. That's
Not on the rostrum since Magellan.
Well, more important than that, even, if you start faster than you.
Absolutely. Jorge Lorenzo currently sitting on a front row start.
there, yeah. It loaded, then unloaded. I can't believe, though, this man, how he keeps getting a ride. You know.
Who's particularly hard of thinking, that was irony there from...
The stones have been dragged back over them.
Yes.
No, as we wait for...
Have we mentioned Cal Crutchlow in 3rd place with his possible cracked vertebrae? From watch his
what?
visor.
I can see.
I like it when he throws his, snaps it down, gives a snap.
Yeah, go on, that's going to whack.
There we go.
I can see.
It really isn't, but he's on the wrong foot.
Not to argue with you on that one, Jules. You know what I mean?
Actually, I think you're right.
Minion helmets that we don't like.
Unbelievable. How can Yamaha have, you know...
Yeah.
They're not much better for Repsol.
Silence.
Total silence.
Normally I love to commit. I'm like, oh.
Really?
Whoa.
I tell you what,
An
you think he's
angry
fired up
Jorge.
enough for that?
I think
Good on you, Jules.
it's
good on
just
you, Jules.
what
Good on you, Jules.
he likes and he's angry. I'm
Yeah.
going to say Jorge.
They're all against me.
I'm going to take a big risk here, and I'm
say
going to go
Mark.
Pride, Julian, Pride.
If
Come
you're
on.
if you're a bookie, fairly obviously you're saying Mark.
Well, not really. With
Years ago.
I was still sticking with
Yeah.
Pedrosa because
So you're
he's
saying
good.
Pedrosa?
I've got
Good
to
for
say
you.
Pedrosa.
Shall I
haven't
have a sporting bet on it, gentlemen?
No. That's done. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Charity.
Riders Health guys are here today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So there you go.
To quote Eric
Is that-
Wolf. Yeah, that's fair. Right, let's get down to the last.
Here we go.
Here's Julian's man. Over the
Flyer.
line. Oh, this is
going to be.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
have a look how big the crime was.
Now, I'm glad they showed us this. I wonder where it had gone.
See,
Tell
now-
you what, that looks like he's not going to.
Yeah, that exactly. Because there's no advantage if you touch that
No,
point. So.
None at all. He got no advantage from that at all.
Especially with him, you know,
In fact, it run out, which he did.
And we had this discussion last year, I think, here.
Carl and Marquez are both on good laps, as you can see.
Danny's 55.3. With this track temperature being as... Oh, Jorge then. One more lap after this one. Rossi's on a fast one as well. Oh, this is going to be a fantastic session, which is better than it was a moment ago.
Which is where he was until Crutchlow got the promotion. Now
Carl's going to nick it back.
Carl's
He's
gonna-
last year's winner.
Look at Marquez. If he don't drop it,
Oh, that sounds
Hey,
harsh,
look, he's
but-
dropped it 3 times already, cruising
to the line.
on his final lap.
Oh, 54.9. That is the time of the weekend so far.
Where that's by far his fastest lap. Look how close it is as well to Marquez.
Only 0.09, less than a tenth.
54.596. Marquez just a little outside of it, despite the temperature of this track. Oh, Lorenzo might end up on the third row yet.
Jorge is basically, I don't know if he...
Just given it.
Yeah, that's what Jorge did. Vinales is the one who has not rolled out of it on his final lap.
7,000. Looks like he's trying hard this weekend.
And he looks
yeah.
like it
Every
when you
time
see
we
him
see
in the
him,
paddock.
yeah, he looks. Oh, look.
He looks serious, everything about him.
This is a man who is really working hard.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Danny's on a quick first sector.
But he's lost a big chunk of time.
Wow, 0.4 of a second. It looked great as well.
4 in that second sector.
Weight advantage. Marquez on pole, Rossi in the middle third.
Yeah, and is this going to put Vinales on the second row and put knock Lorenzo off it?
Back onto the third row. Oh, Pedrosa, keep an eye on him. He didn't
Here he
gain any time on that fourth sector. Marquez, Rossi,
Grimaces.
Pedrosa.
It's not
Second
a bad
row,
is it?
yeah, second row, Dovi, Crutchlow, Lorenzo.
Wow.
Aleix back with Baz and Zarco.
Are they friends next to each other?
Yeah.
Vinales will be gutted with that.
And he's within range of an enthusiastic Alvaro Bautista now.
You know what I mean? Like around him, sort of.
Zarco.
And Aleix. You know, it's...
Oh dear.
And of course, it's Hodgson that gets the...
yeah.
Oh, I see, even if you won.
Yeah, no, I think that was
He
a
makes
nice...
a donation as well.
I'm happy
man.
to have won the bet.
Rossi fans are going to be pretty happy here. I'll tell you what, he didn't lose out by much on that pole position, did he? Look, 900ths of a second.
First since Magello.
He'll be very, very happy with that, will Valentino.
What a way to effectively start the second.
Not up there.
I think Ducatis are happy enough, aren't they? Dovi and Lorenzo both on the second row.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't think it's going to be too much.
That way you can get
Turn
caught
one.
up
Yeah.
in somebody else's accident.
And that somebody else is Bautista and Zarco.
Yeah, those sorts of
and
people.
Aleix Sparks.
Yeah.
It's 12:45 tomorrow. You need to be in front of your television to see the Moto Grand Prix race live on BT.
Marquez on the front row, along with Valentino Rossi and Danny Pedrosa. What a great front row that is. Cal Crutchlow, brave.
That qualifying session, Colin?
3 Hondas in the top 5. It doesn't look that bad for him. I mean, I have no sympathy, you know, and right there. And here we go,
Here's
coming
another
into,
one.
yeah, this is when the rear end kind of goes away. Asking a lot, too early. Just